It's me, Magical Shante 888, the Magical Mother. I am back with another video. I am en route leaving a meeting for my kids. I am currently in the process of enrolling them in Big Brother, Big Sister. If you don't know what that is, it's a program for children who are maybe considered at-risk youth. Now, you know, you might think like, oh, that might not pertain to, I don't know, and I don't really care. So my point is just that I decided to enroll my children. At first I was just gonna enroll my son just because he's going through, you know, puberty, and I am the main parent that takes care of him. Of course, yes, he has a father. Yes, his father is, you know, you could say he's in his life. I mean, he knows his father, and for the majority of his life, he's lived with me and his father because we live together. We are legally married, but we are not living in the same home as of now. And I just know that with the different changes going on in our life, as well as different things that he may be experiencing just as a preteen boy. He will be 13 in August. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting a grasp on his behavior so that he stays kind of where he is, because all in all, my kids are great kids. My son is a good kid. He really is. It's just some of the BS that he be doing, just not listening and just certain things. But on paper, he is a good kid. He's mild-mannered at school. He gets good grades. Like, he's super smart, you know, a super bright kid. His teachers have like literally no issues with him. Every now and again, okay, he's playing around, he's horsing around, but he's being a boy. So it's like, it's nothing that's just like out of the ordinary. And I'm extremely blessed because my children are very smart. Like, I know every parent believes that their kids are smart, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, my kids are like child prodigies or little geniuses. Like, in their own right, they're in their own lane. They are where they need to be. And so I am grateful for that. I'm grateful that there's no major like developmental delays with, you know, how they're processing stuff with school. Of course, if I see a need, I am going to get whatever help that I can give them, or that I can provide. And that is exactly why, again, I am putting them in the Big Brother, Big Sister program, because I just want them to have the best chance at life, being the best versions of themselves, having good character, and just being good people. More than good, but just being good to themselves and just having boundaries, and so that they don't make the same damn mistakes that I made. You know what I mean? Although I am not my mistakes, and I realize that I had to make those mistakes to even bring me to where I am now, to even parent the way that I choose to parent. Now, I will not say that I have chosen to take the gentle parenting route, because I don't necessarily, I'm still learning what that even is. I did see somebody on YouTube, I can't remember her name, but I like her videos, so I've only seen her shorts, but she basically explained gentle parenting as something that's not necessarily for the kids, it's more so for the parents and how we choose to parent. Instead of like just jumping into a rage and like yelling at your kid, you just kind of calm down and you respond in a different way. And I have tried that response, and I will say 60, maybe even 65% of the time, I respond relatively calm. And there are some times when I don't respond calm. I yell and I'm angry, and you know, and I'm not proud of that. But I also can bring myself back, and I also remind myself, like, number one, you're human. So you responded the way that you felt like you needed to respond. And 9 times out of 10, it was probably a trauma response, depending on what the situation is. And other times, I'm just really calm. Like, my kids are just naturally, I call my children the chaos crew, and that they are, but they're my chaos crew. And I love them, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that they are the best versions of themselves, on top of trying to mold myself and make sure that I am the best version of myself. It is a it's a non-stop job. Like, it's something that I'm constantly doing. And I'm not gonna lie, most of the time it feels thankless, because my kids sometimes are just assholes. It is what it is. Like, I'm not afraid to say it. Kids are assholes a lot of the time. The only time that they're really kind of not assholes is when they're babies. And that's debatable, because my daughter was something when she was a baby. She came into the world looking at everybody like, who are you and why are you talking to me? Like, give me booby, that is all. Leave me be. And that was for her first year. And then when she started talking, then she talked a lot and didn't stop talking. She still doesn't stop talking. But that's my girl. You know what I mean? I just ultimately want to be the best version of myself. And I'm going to always say that I'm going to always lead with that. And that's what I want for everybody around me. And I want my children to be an extension of that, and they will be an extension of that. I'm going to make sure that they are an extension of that. And then at the same time, I also have to realize that with parenting, you can do the very best job that you know how, and it could still not be enough. So I have to learn how to find the balance in that. Being a mom is something, like, if somebody was sat me down and told me that it was going to be all of this, and it's like, it's not only having the children and raising them, it's like this psychological thing that you literally have to be prepared for if you want to at least try to do it right. If you want to try to do it right. That's if you're trying to. Many people raise children and just think that it's just about raising them. It's just about making sure that they have what it is that they need and some of what they want, and it's way more than that. It's also about teaching them to be self-sufficient. It's also about teaching them how to have boundaries. It's just so many layers. And literally, I'm just learning these things about my damn self being an adult. I'm realizing, girl, you've got to have boundaries, because if not, these people will be out here trying you. They will be out here trying your whole life. Do you hear me? They will be out here trying your whole life. And then when you pop off and you ready to knock somebody's damn head off, then they looking at you like surprised. Like, I didn't know that you could get like that. What do you mean you're testing me? And so just learning how to control yourself, your emotions, and just all of these different things. And literally, I am 34 years old, and I'm just now learning all of these things about myself. And so as I'm learning these things, I'm learning it and I'm applying it to my children. I'm learning about boundaries. I'm constantly teaching them about boundaries. My kids have this nasty habit of like trying to fight each other, and my daughter be getting in the middle of it too, trying to fight her brothers and knock them out, and sometimes she be getting one on them. And I have to tell her, like, listen, it's about boundaries. I tell them all the time, if somebody is asking you not to touch them, please refrain from touching them. Because if you continue to touch them and they knock you out, what can be done? Because you were in their space. And so that I'm constantly just trying to get all these things together. And, you know, when I was pregnant, I was talking to my doula, and my last like 2 sessions with her, I was concerned about how I was going to mother 4 children. And she let me know and reiterated to me that the fact that I was concerned about being able to mother 4 children lets me know that I care and that I'm going to do the right thing. And I think I agree, because I'm doing my best to make sure that I am raising good upstanding people, you know, that have boundaries, that know how to love, that know how to receive love, that know how, like, and that truly does start with boundaries. When you have boundaries, that's literally like the foundation for everything, because then when you have boundaries, that means that you're not always making everything about you. Then that means that you're able to learn new things. That means that you are able to receive things. That means that you know when things are not good for you. That means you know when to leave. You know, and I did not know all of these things. Like, I'm just now learning within the relationship that I left. Like, the self-realization is, it's something, and it hits you sometimes like a ton of bricks. When I really sit down and I really analyze my relationship, and I realize like what it was that I was dealing with, and the things that I welcomed into my life by staying and by choosing to go back several times, I realized that I didn't have as much autonomy over myself that I really thought. Like, I thought, oh, I'm in control, I am, you know, and really I didn't, because I didn't have self-discipline. And that's something else that I'm working on. I'm working on my self-discipline across the board with just everything. And I am proud of myself for even getting to this point, to even realize that I need self-discipline, but here I am. But yeah, I have all of these thoughts and these different emotions just with where I am in life. Like, I have gratitude for where I am, but then I also have some sadness, because it's like, I always thought that my life was going to be different. I always thought that I was going to be able to share this with my person, or the person that I thought was, you know, for me. And it turns out like I want to judge that person for not being who they could or should be, but I'm the imposter, because I'm trying to force somebody else to do something that they really didn't want to fucking do. Like, it really, like, the thoughts that I've been having and the shit that has really been coming to surface, it's been some real heavy shit, and I've really had to sit with it and really, really process it. And it's hard to process your shit sometimes, especially when you start to realize, like, I'm the person who caused all this. Yes, it was the other person. Yes, it was, you know, their behavior, their inactions or actions, but it was also mine. You know why? Because I perpetuated it continuously. I perpetuated it. I thought it was okay. I continuously went back. I didn't learn my lesson. And this time, the lesson is learned. Even if I feel like I want to double back, even if I feel like I want to spin the block, girl, I have to constantly remind myself it's just not worth it. It's not. Even if I had a day where I felt like it was worth it, it's not. And it won't ever be. Because when people don't see your worth, that's all that's needed. Because they're never going to treat you the way that you deserve. They're never going to see your worth. They're never going to validate you. So validate yourself. And as I'm learning this, I'm teaching my children, don't be so gung-ho about, I don't know, hanging out with people or being around a certain group of people, because at the end of the day, like, love who you are, love on you, validate yourself. You don't need anybody else outside of you to validate you, because if you start looking for that, you find yourself in really fucked up situations, excuse my French, really screwed up situations, because you chose to settle because you needed validation, because both of y'all needed validation, really. Because if you're dealing with somebody who knows that your self-worth is low or whatever, there's something with them too, because they don't have enough self-worth within themselves to realize this is not the kind of person that I should be dealing with. Because a lot of times people who have low self-worth are toxic, and I'm not afraid to admit that I played a toxic part in a relationship. I played a stupid game and I got stupid damn prizes. It just is what it is. I got to keep it a stack. And it's not me bashing myself. It's not me beating myself up about things that I've experienced, past mistakes. I don't even really look at it as a mistake, because it was something that I had to learn to make me who I am now. And this isn't even my final form. So that's the thing. That's the real kicker. The gag is, this isn't even my final form. So just imagine, or don't, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But that's it. Like, as the year's coming to a close, I've really been thinking about things, and I've had the opportunity to think about things, and I'm constantly learning, constantly evolving, constantly releasing things so that I can receive new things. And I'm open to the things that are for me, that want me, that love me, that are supposed to be for me. And I rebuke and return the things that are not supposed to be for me. And so it is. Anyways, make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I am Magical Shante 888, and I will check y'all in the next one. Peace.